the cartoon was the god of the sun and the moon. And the spirit said, I entered into her through that particular cartoon and I want to kill her. This demon spirit spoke through the lady and said, I have killed millions of people around the globe and still killing. And I'm only discovered after the person is dead. This is the part 3 of the warnings I'm bringing to us concerning the digital system of learning, awesome and powerful as it is, the cautions and the consequences that we must pay attention to. This is the part 3. Get it? When I was making reference to certain cartoons and the woefulness of parents and school heads not paying attention to the contents of these cartoons, I have sounded the alarm on previous videos on how the programmers of these stories are not aiming for the good of our children. Most of them are not, with the exception of the Superbook. But strange stories are being told, and these strange stories are well programmed to brainwash our children to believe in the Antichrist system. We need to watch out. Some of those stories are occultic in their source by source and inspired by the devil. Many of those cartoon stories are inspired from witchcraft. They are cooked from the altars of witchcraft. And it is so much painful to see all the schools having these cartoons, making our children dance to them and the rest of them and the stories. And the teachers and the guiders, the watchmen, are so blind to the contents of these cartoons. I mentioned the title of some of these cartoons in the previous video. But we have the Rapunzel, I mentioned it again. We have the Beauty and the Beast. We have Sophia the First. We have Cinderella. We have the God of the Sun and the Moon. Take note of that. We have the Shrek. Now, let me stop here. Recently, let me shock you with this. Recently, a teacher came to me from one of the schools. This teacher had what we call cardiac arrest and asthma at the same time. Let me first say that she was brought to me very sick, and this teacher was unable to breathe. She was losing her breath. It was a scary condition. I asked them if they've been to the hospital. They said, yes, they've been to the hospital. The doctor ran all the tests, and the doctor could not come out with exactly what was wrong because the test proved that she was okay. But the lady couldn't breathe. She was struggling to have a breath, a scary condition. She was given some treatment, but later came home because the lab test, the scan, the ECG could not tell exactly what the problem was. But she was brought weak, could not breathe, and was struggling for breath. And you know, I have to lay my hands to pray for her because when all else fails, God never fails. Pray for this lady. A spirit spoke out of her that I entered into her in her school. This lady is a teacher. In her school, while she was watching a cartoon, she was playing for the children. And this spirit that spoke said to my amazement that the cartoon was the god of the sun and the moon. And the spirit said, I entered into her through that particular cartoon and I want to kill her. This demon spirit spoke through the lady and said, I have killed millions of people around the globe and still killing. And I'm only discovered after the person is dead. Listen to this. When that spirit jumped out of this lady at the mention of the name of Jesus, the lady recovered instantly without any medication at all. Up to today, she's fine, perfectly well. The spirit called cardiac arrest and asthma, that spirit just disappeared. Let me tell you, we live in a wicked world. How should a spirit enter into somebody through watching just a cartoon? And what other behaviors, what other brainwashing, what other spiritual conditions are being created in our children who watch stories that are not inspired by God, strange stories, a story where somebody will fly to the moon to collect answers and come back, and many other weird, strange things. You see human beings going underworld, playing with mermaid spirits and the rest of them. What are we turning our world into? So as you hear this from me, begin to go closer. School heads, parents, remember, after buying the digital gadgets to our children, you still have a responsibility. And don't forget, we are going to give account to what becomes of our children tomorrow. We are going to give account. School heads will give account. Parents will give account to the outcome of the life of our children. The other cartoons you should pay close attention to, I mentioned this in closing. We have the Frozen, the Shrek, Boss Baby, Encanto, Pinocchio, Lolly Rock, the Vampirina, the Owl House. We have Naruto, Cursed Demon, and then Raya and the Last Dragon, Aladdin. You have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Avatar, Scooby-Doo, the Little Mermaid, hear the name, and the Tender Barbarian. Now take note of all these kind of cartoons. A story was told me by a teacher. He said, Pastor, look, we were in school, a KG teacher, when one parent came in the morning to report a little girl. He said, teacher, my daughter will take my phone and will be watching a whole lot of things on it from around 9. This child will refuse to give me the phone. This child will be on the phone till 12 midnight before this child will sleep. The parents said, I've tried whatever I could to stop this. This child will not listen to me. And so I'm reporting that to you. Can you imagine such an alarming story? And I think it is not the child that needs counseling. It's the parents that rather need help. How can I say a KG child will go out of such control using your phone and you can't take it until it is 12 before the child will go sleep? It's unbelievable, right? Incredible. But this is happening in many homes. What exactly is this child watching? What exactly is this child addicted to? That is the world we are entering into now, with a digital system of learning that is meant to make the world a better place. Powerful advantage. But right now, if it is not controlled, it is going into the hands of more evil people, people who are inclined more to evil than good people. That is why this awesome advantage is rather going to raise a new generation of people who are addicts. I will say modern day graduates, people who graduate from schools, intellectuals in recent times. We are going to have more people who are more insane intellectually, who have some intellectual insanity as part of their qualification out of school. Why? Because of a system of learning that has more godlessness attached to it than godliness. Watch out for a more wicked world, because that is where we have come to. Wake up, look for Christ. Let's submit to Jesus Christ. Let's pay closer attention to our children, and let's be careful how we expose children.